Hi, my name is Victor Rivas. I'm a professional referee from the United States. So my father suggested it. He thought that if I took a referee course, I'd learn more about the game and stop picking up so many yellow cards. Little did we know that I would fall in love with it and pursue it as a career. So I started refereeing in 2007 and became a member of the senior panel of referees this year. I describe the journey as long, it's arduous, it's got setbacks, it's challenging, but I've enjoyed every moment of it, and I wouldn't be the referee I am today without that. I work to maintain open lines of communication, build rapport with players, using the lulls in the game to communicate so that you can get a feel for where they are, where the game is, and that brings clarity to sometimes uncertain situations, and it can help you with your management. Of course, there are times when you have to take swift action and there is no communication, but we would hope that those times are rare. Colina had the look, Howard had the body language, and Massimo made everything look so easy. Mike Dean has the nutmeg. There isn't one referee in the world that influences me. There are many referees in the world that influence me. Everyone has a degree of success, and as the game evolves, I think that we have to be able to learn from that and vary our approach to the situation. You have many tools in your toolbox, and you can use them. I think that it's important to be able to draw influence from many sources. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and genuinely I am a collection of experiences, of learning from my peers, from players, from coaches, from games, from mentors, and I couldn't name everyone in this space. I just couldn't. There's just too many. But I would say that my first assessors instilled in me something that's still true today. And from the beginning, Jerry Nelson and Roger Rivers said, you need to be able to adapt, you need to be malleable, coachable, and you need to learn from your mistakes. And that's still true for me today. Becoming a professional referee is another step along a path, and is another goal achieved among a series of goals. And I think that as you establish your goals and make choices, make sacrifices to achieve them, you need to make sure you have the right mindset. And for me, it was ensuring that I persist in failure, that I learn from my mistakes, that I take chances and I do them again. There's a rinse and repeat element that after every tier, every promotion that I reached, I looked back, I reflected and learned, what can I do better? There are check boxes that are known. There are things that you know you need to do, things I know I need to do. And achieving them is part of that. It's part of becoming a professional. On match day, I take the booth just like an on-field official would, with pride and with purpose to serve the game. And when I have to step in and I have to intervene on a situation, of course, there's been a critical error. But what I take comfort in is the fact that we're bringing a transparency to the decision-making process, and we're able to rectify an error for the fairness of the game. And I'm proud to be a part of that. As a referee, it gives me confidence, it gives me clarity, and knowing that I've just made a big decision and it's correct, I can move on to the next one. And I don't have to think about that anymore. I don't have to think about what if, should I have done something differently. Those days are over. Now I get a check complete and I can move on. And of course, if I made the mistake, then the person in the booth, the VAR, a colleague is going to say, hey, you've done something wrong, take another look. You have an opportunity to fix it now, rather than getting home and finding out I've done it wrong and seeing it on television like everyone else, except there's nothing I can do about it. So it's given us a lot of comfort. It's given me a feeling of security, and I'm really genuinely happy to be working with it. Howard and the pro management team have been instrumental in my advancement as a professional referee. And Howard in particular has this ability to pick out the key points in a situation, summarize them, and present this wholesome, complete package, this answer. And he has an expectation of football. Watching games with him, he has an expectation of what's going to happen and what should be done. And if that doesn't happen and things don't go according to plan, he's got a backup plan. And he's got another backup plan. And that level of preparation is something that only comes with great experience. And Howard has that from the highest levels of football, and something that I learn from every day. And I mean, he's the boss, so of course he's right. Football in England is not only well established, it's a way of life. It pervades everyday life. And football in the United States has only just now hit its 25th year anniversary of MLS and is just now breaking into pop culture. When I went to Romulus, Hucknall Town, and Derby, those were lessons in history and tradition. And seeing the passion and the impact of lower non-tier football was amazing. And I can only hope that our clubs and our teams can learn from that and not only be centers for sport, but also the center of the community, where people will go and be there for more than just the game, but the community, the partnership, and sharing in that tradition. As for the refereeing, there are subtle differences. We all have the same aim to make the big decisions and get them right. But for example, the club marks. We don't advance in the same way. We don't have club marks. We just have the assessor feedback, and that will be our path toward promotion. Perhaps our positioning is a little different. Perhaps the way we administer cautions and isolate players is a little bit different. But again, the aim is the same. It's to be in the right place at the right time and to get the big decision correct. Any more questions? Make sure you follow the National Young Referee Development Team on their social media accounts, Twitter and Instagram.